Mike with Iceberg Gaming here with my first ever Project Zomboid guide. Now, if you're anything like me, whenever you start a new game, you like to be as prepared as possible and do research so you can dominate right away. And one of the first decisions you have to make in Project Zomboid is your character build. So let's get into it. Not only is this one of the first decisions you're going to have to make, but it is one of the most important. You have to choose a occupation and through all these different traits, trying to decide what is best. And it can get pretty daunting. Your positive and negative traits need to balance out so that you have 0 points at the end, or positive points, but 0 to optimize. To start with, I recommend you choose unemployed for your occupation, as this gives you the most number of traits to play around with. All the other occupations come preset with different traits, and not all of them are useful. This is the best build in my opinion, especially for a beginner. First, we are going to take some negative traits to give us more points to play with. These are the ones that I recommend. High thirst just means you have to drink more water, and this can be easily managed by carrying around water bottles. Slow healer means you recover more slowly from injuries and illness, and most of the time, if you're getting injured or ill, you're going to die anyway, so this is a no-brainer to me. I like to start with underweight, because it's a free, easy 6 points, and you can easily negate this just by eating a lot at the start of the game to raise your weight. Next up is conspicuous. Now, this seems counterintuitive because it means you're more likely to be spotted, but based on a lot of research that I've done and in-game testing, it doesn't really seem to matter. It doesn't seem to really affect anything. Next up is a little more controversial one, smoker. Now, this can actually be a positive trait because you can use it to calm your character down and make him more happy when he's unhappy. But it gives you plus 4 points, but it requires that you smoke at least like once a day, otherwise your character gets nervous and unhappy. Next up, weak stomach. Gives you a higher chance to get sick if you eat bad food. Now, this is easy to manage, as just don't eat bad food. And next we have short-sighted. This seems to only affect when you're foraging. It doesn't seem to affect when you're exploring the map and fighting zombies, so it's an easy 2 points in my opinion. Next up is slow reader. Now, I'm not sure I would recommend this in multiplayer if I were playing multiplayer, but for single player, it is a no-brainer because you can just speed up the game while you're reading anyway. And finally, I am taking Sunday Driver for 1 more point. It makes you drive slower, but I think it's a great trade-off. It lets you squeeze that 1 more point in. This set of negative traits gives us 42 points to spend. And these are the positive traits that I recommend you spend those points on. First off, we got cat eyes that lets you see better at night. Now, if you don't want to venture out at night, then you can skip this one and get something else. But for me, it's a definite no-brainer. Next up, outdoorsman for 2 points. It makes it so that you're not affected by weather. And this is a great for going out in the rain. And the rain helps you because the zombies can hear you and see you less easily in the rain. Next up, I'm taking wakeful because you need to sleep less. You'll only need to sleep like around 4 hours a night with this ability, this trait, and that will let you stay up reading or whatever you want to do. Next up, lucky. Now, this affects drop rates of items, and it is, according to my research, considered by many to be the most overpowered ability in the game. Next up, we've got fast learner. It makes you level up faster. Now, I think that this might be the most overpowered ability in the game, but we're going to take them both anyway. Finally, keen hearing lets you quote-unquote see zombies behind you in a larger radius. It increases your perception, which lets you see and hear the zombies much more quickly. Next up, athletic lets you run for longer distances, and strong gives you strength to increase your knockback and increase your carrying weight. These are definite no-brainers in my opinion. After you've got your build selected, I do recommend you save it. I've got mine saved as max power because that is the character name of the character that I'm currently playing in my playthrough on my channel. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed the build, but don't take it too seriously because it's not like you're going to survive anyway.